Hello, everybody. Sorry.
Hey, everyone.
Hello. Happy Friday.
So real quick, I saw in the chat, Truffle, you want to get a bag of ice and sit the shoe on top of the bag of ice for about 15 minutes, and that gum will peel right off.
There you go. I hope everyone's had a great week. It's been one hell of a week on YouTube. That's for damn sure.
It has.
It was like
kind of crazy.
Right? It was like last week, everyone was very mellow and nothing really happened. They took like a little vacation. And then this week, it was like one thing after another, after another, after another, after another. It was pretty crazy. Pretty crazy.
Really, these are what we gave away in our giveaway.
Yeah. It's like this week, Gabbie Hanna decided to show up, and then everything went nuts. Trisha and Gabbie decided to run the internet this week.
Yep. And Creepshow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
She ran YouTube this week. Julie, if you go to the Wednesday rant before the giveaway video, there is links to those headphones for everybody. If everyone that didn't win, which was Josh, there's the link for anyone that wants the headphones, and they do ship worldwide.
Yeah, and I actually
check that out.
I have a couple links that are in your area that I can send you directly in Discord later if you really want them. They're not like super expensive or anything. I just think they're funny.
Yep, I love them.
Now, they do have some very expensive ones with the cat ears. I did see those, but these are not.
Yeah, so, the first thing that happened this week, of course, was we gotta talk about it just a little bit. The Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather fight. That was Saturday night. So I don't know if anyone watched, but they said it was an exhibition fight, which meant there was no actual judges. So because they went all 8 rounds, nobody won because no one got knocked out.
Well, Logan
because it's knocked out. But it's because it's an exhibition fight, so they're like, it doesn't count. That's why there's no winner. Like, bullshit. You still can keep score.
Right.
It doesn't.
My family can keep score during flag football. You guys can keep score during something that you're charging money for.
Yeah,
exactly.
They don't count it in like the actual, I don't know, whenever they're.
Yeah, like, and that's fine. They don't have to put it in their freaking totals, but you can still tell us who won that.
I honestly did. And honestly, like, Mayweather wouldn't be, you can't just come out of retirement. So that's why it's an exhibition fight, because he just came out of retirement just to beat the crap out of this guy. And he did. So
he did. He absolutely did. I didn't watch it either, Truffle.
I think, honestly, the reason why they made it an exhibition fight that way, if Mayweather did lose per se or get knocked out, that Floyd Mayweather could still be his 0 loses and 49 wins or whatever it is.
Yeah, that might have been a clause of him coming to do this fight, you know?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So that happened on Saturday. That was very interesting. There was a lot of man hugging going on and not very many punches being thrown.
Those memes, the memes that came out of this fight made the entire fight worth it.
So good.
My favorite is still the Huggies one. Like, every time I see someone share it, I laugh just as hard as I did the first time.
The memes were everything. They really were.
Logan is like super hurt over the fact that everyone is saying Mayweather knocked him out in the first round and then held him up and beat the crap out of him for 8 rounds. Like,
pretty much.
He's so mad about that.
But that's what that's literally what kind of happened. Like, he wasn't even punching. Like, Logan wasn't even punching.
It was like Weekend at Bernie's.
This is not wrestling. This is not UFC. Boxing is, punch. That's, you got to punch.
Especially after all the crap he was talking. Like, I got 30 pounds on him. I'm this much taller. And you're like, all right, talk to me after that fist connects with your face a few times.
like a foot taller than Mayweather, but we all knew this was going to happen. We all knew.
Yeah.
Remember, he was even saying, like, Mayweather says that the height difference and weight difference won't matter. We're going to show him it does. Oh, yeah, you really showed him.
Yep. And then on Saturday, of course, that's when Creepshow Art posted about the lolcow was accusing her of pretending to be someone else on their site and saying it was her, talking crap about herself, her friends, her family, and how lolcow traced the IP address back to all of Creepshow Art's devices. And that's when she released the statement on her community tab on YouTube. So that's where all of the Creepshow Art drama stemmed from, was on Saturday.
And I learned so much about parts of the internet that I did not know existed. I was like, this is like top topics for YouTube creators or something. I don't know what they're doing in here.
Yeah, I'd never even heard of lolcow. I'd heard of what a
I'm an old person though.
Yeah, but I'd heard people refer to people as a lolcow and an LOL cow, and I had never heard that there was a website about it. So I thought it was really interesting. And then, both of y'all did videos about it, and they hit on the internet, apparently.
Well, and whenever I first saw it, the story, I asked you guys in the Discord, I was like, hey, what's LOL cow? And you guys started giving me the definition. I was like, no, I know what that is. I mean, like, what is this site?
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm like, I don't know. There's a site? What?
I forgot that, because Kiwi Farms and lolcow are kind of connected. They're both forum sites. And it didn't cross my mind when you were asking what lolcow was, that was the same site that KJ had doxed Creepshow Art when she had posted in Unirock servers. Like, that was the site.
I just found out about Kiwi Farms.
Well, we both had been on the site when KJ doxed Shannon to see what the site was, but it didn't click in our heads that was the same site. Because I know it didn't click in my head.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just found out this year what Kiwi Farms was. I had no idea there was an offset to it.
Same.
Yep. But yeah, so that started a whole big mess this week. Of course, Stacy did a wonderful video. If you guys haven't seen it and want more information about Creepshow Art and the lolcow situation, check out Stacy's video. And then we had KJ, who decided to go, balls to the wall, and 40 tweets in less than 24 hours, all about Creepshow Art. It was like she just showed how jealous she really was of Shannon in all of those tweets, and try to cover up that she doxed her to even begin with. And it was like, no, the whole point of you posted a link that had someone's personal info, whether she was the one who posted it or not, you brought attention to it. That means you still dox them. And Katie just doesn't understand that. And she thinks that all the videos that Shannon ever made of her were all false because Shannon did all of this. But really, all the videos that Shannon did make of KJ are pretty damn accurate, in my opinion.
So,
yeah. They sure are.
And that's one of the biggest things that I see, like, problem-wise coming out of this. If, the whole Creepshow Art thing really is true, the biggest problem I see is that she has covered some very problematic people. And how many of them now are going to try to discredit what was said about them by saying, like, well, how can you believe her now? Because she's pointed out people that have abused their communities, that have taken advantage of, let's not get into what they took advantage of with people in their communities. She's done a lot of that. And how many of these people are going to come back now and say, well, look, she's a liar. She proved it.
Well,
P.S.
So
Aaron Carter's boxing someone? I need to find out that.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'm writing that down because I want to see that fight.
Is he going to be doing like lines of cocaine in between the mouth? Sorry.
Probably.
So I think I figured Katie out in this situation though, and I have a tinfoil hat conspiracy here, and I'm pretty sure it's accurate. So Katie, she wants desperately to be a major YouTuber and all over the place. And she, we all know she's a narcissist. She has to have the spotlight. So what she's figured out, which is kind of smart, I hate that I'm saying this, but she's figured out that she can find semi-problematic people on the internet and attack them, or somehow make a video about them or get in their DMs and annoy them until they publicly speak out against her. Like, she works her way into somehow connecting herself to these people, like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. And then whenever something happens with them that blows up on the internet and gets a lot of attention because they actually are big YouTubers, she then has a reason to start making video after video, inserting herself, saying that she's part of it. She was part of the James Charles drama. She was part of the Tati Westbrook drama. She's part of the Creepshow drama. She has continued to do, Gabbie Hanna. She tried to get into that drama as well. So, it would not surprise me if every time a large YouTuber, and Gabbie Hanna's probably the biggest one she's been able to, well, Tati and James, biggest one she's been able to get her hooks in, but she could potentially get her hooks into people of the likes of Trisha Paytas, which she tried to get into H3. She could get some big YouTuber names, and then she gains notoriety through it. People hear her name and they're like, I gotta check out this without a crystal ball lady. Who is she? Never heard of her. And then they go to the channel, very innocently thinking, I'm just going to see who this woman's about. People are talking about her. And then that's how she's getting subscribers. That's how she's getting, hate watchers. She doesn't care. She does not care if you're watching her because you like her or you hate her. She's making money off of both.
Well, and it makes you wonder about the time that Keemstar did that thing against her.
Yes.
If that maybe helped her.
It certainly did.
Well, because a lot of people aren't huge fans of Keemstar.
Right. And, and he's a big YouTuber, right? So she knew there would be drama eventually with him.
And so, people that don't like him, they're hearing him say, don't go support without a crystal ball. And they're like, well, why shouldn't we go support her? Because you're an a-hole. And that's what happens whenever you take somebody without a crystal ball, how she's trying to use that logic of, but look, Creepshow's worse than me. Right. So I'm not bad. That's why you can't use that logic with people. Everything is not black and white. You're going to have to look at the gray areas, or you're going to be ending up supporting a horrible person because they're less horrible than this person.
Right. And
when in reality, you can support neither.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And that's happening. People go to her channel and they're going to start supporting her because she's less insane than Gabbie Hanna in the moment. This is why she has 140 some odd thousand subscribers. It's amazing how far she's gotten doing this dirty stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah, I agree. It showed very clearly with everything that happened this week between everybody. KJ had to insert herself no matter what the situation was, whether it was Creepshow art, Jessi Smiles and Gabbie Hanna, Trisha and Ethan. She had something to say and she tried to insert herself in every single one of them. And it was getting so annoying. And it's one thing to talk about what's going on. It's another to insert yourself and make yourself seem like the victim in somebody else's situation that's going on. And she does that very well. Yes, Blondrella says the same thing. She said, KJ just takes things too far and she's always the victim. and she knows how to play the victim very well, I guess, but not really, in my opinion. She needs help learning how to be a victim because she does a crappy job at it.
Well, because the stuff that she goes on his stream to be like, look what they're doing to me. The post immediately above that will be her doing that to somebody else.
Yep. And the advice she gives people, it's like, KJ, take your own advice. Because the advice you're giving others, you don't even do yourself.
Good night, a Gramsci life.
Night, Gramsci life. Aw,
night.
sorry to see you go early. Night, honey.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree.
She
Both
will
AJ
be
and
the internal victim.
Mm-hmm. They behave totally differently. Yes, yes. I agree. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, I mean, they kept us pretty busy watching videos, making videos.
And nobody did anything else this week because of them almost. Like everything revolves around them and like just about every story.
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much.
There was a lot of Creepshow art videos and a lot of KJ videos. I know I made a KJ video discussing all the tweets that KJ put out. And to think that she still hasn't ended it there, I have a whole nother 15, maybe 20 more screenshots of more tweets that came out after the video that I made showing KJ's tweets against Creepshow. So you never know, there might be a part 2 depending on how much more she keeps going on about the situation.
Honestly, I'm still just blown away by how many people watched those videos that we put out.
I know.
Yeah. Thank you guys. It was amazing to see those numbers, and it really made all of us.
I know they're not big numbers in the grand
appreciated.
scheme of thing, but to us, it's
those are big numbers.
To us, they're like viral.
No,
to
like,
us, they're gigantic.
We feel famous right now.
I know, and guys, we're almost to 500 subscribers, so pretty exciting.
So another giveaway.
Yes. So share, like, hit all the buttons, subscribe, do the things, tell your friends.
And then we can we can talk about it after we get closer to 500 as to what we give away, because Kim has some great stuff that she showed you all on screen that she also has to give away.
I have all the stuff, all the things. Yes. And you know, some things have been requested to go to Arizona. Some things have been requested to go across the pond. So we're going to try and make some things happen. Maybe we can have like more than one winner.
Yeah.
In a 500.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So the other thing that happened,
individual opinions. You guys want to give it an opinion?
Oh, individual opinions about Creepshow. Is she guilty or not guilty? Yeah. Jackie, what say you?
Honestly, I feel like just because LolCow put out what they say is proof, I need a little bit more proof to prove that it was her, or all of those IP addresses were hers, or that even she was behind those IP addresses. So at this point, I'm just waiting for more proof. In the meantime, I kind of hope that she didn't do it, but it's not looking very good for her.
So my opinion is that I absolutely think she did it.
This is funny. So you guys are going to laugh because the three of us have different opinions. So I actually think that she did have a stalker, that Amy is real. And I think that Creepshow used it to her advantage to do these things. So I think that there is a marrying of the two.
I heard somebody say a good theory that maybe they were stalking each other.
Right.
And they're both telling the truth.
Right. And that's what I think is the case here. I think that Shannon was stalked. I think that she then started to stalk back, or, you know, whatever was happening there. Apparently the boyfriend at the time was in on it. So I think that there's fault on both sides in this one. So I guess I would say guilty, but I don't know how guilty, because I do have my doubts, like Jackie, about where's Amy in this and what really happened. Did she actually stalk EmilyArtful? You know, I don't know.
And like I said, I have heard that theory, I have heard that theory, and it does, like, I could see that, especially at the age they were at. Maybe because I didn't come to age in the dating time when online stuff like this was big. I was a little bit too old for that.
Yep, me too.
So I don't know how kids did. And, you know, I live in such a rural town that we're even a few years later than other people at getting internet. There was no one for me to message whenever my computer finally dialed up into the internet as a child.
Nope. I mean, I was lucky when I could send a pager message.
I remember trying to download illegal music and having to do it before I went to bed and hoping it might be done by the time I woke up.
Yeah, if you were alive for when Napster decided to go on the MTV Music Awards and make a statement, then the guy that owned it, then you're old, like me.
And without a jelly donut, yes, KJ did tweet at Emily, and I do have those screenshots. Of course, why wouldn't she? As the second Emily even put up a tweet, you know KJ jumped on that bandwagon. She replied to it and then even did a repost of Emily's tweet with her opinion on the matter. So, yeah,
and, you know,
she did.
Like, we were kind of having a discussion earlier in a different group that kind of comes back to this too, is that when they put these videos out, it's always my truth. And if you think about it, there's no such thing as your truth. There's the truth. Right. And then there are your feelings.
Right.
And I wouldn't side-eye it so much if that's what you named your video, like my feelings.
Right. Not my truth.
But not my truth, because it's not if it's true, it's not yours. It's just the truth.
Well, right. There's facts and there's feelings, and there's a difference. So that
your facts don't care about your feelings.
Right. And your truth may not be the actual truth, but it may be what you want it to be. So that's a very good point. A lot of people in the chat have made really good points. Like, there's 3 sides to every story. There's a little bit of truth and a little bit of lies and everything. You know, so I do think that more to come on this story. For sure. I don't know if we'll ever have the real answer, because Shannon seems to think that she's yeeted herself off of YouTube, but we'll see. We'll see if she comes back, makes a big comeback like all the other canceled people in the world.
Oh, that's actually really good, Julie. I hope you use that.
Yeah.
The Truth and How I Feel is a good title.
Yes, very good.
There'll be more to come for sure from that story. Friday was when the BuzzFeed article was about Gabbie Hanna came out, and that's what started the whole Gabbie Hanna mayhem. So no one really paid attention to the actual BuzzFeed article that came out. It was on, I want to say it was Monday. Yes, Monday, that Jessi Smiles released the leaked phone calls with Gabbie Hanna regarding the 2019 drama between them. So it was a 2019 phone call, and there was 6 different parts to this phone call between Jessi Smiles and Gabbie Hanna. And she posted them all on Twitter for us all to hear.
For Gabbie.
No, they don't. And did anyone read the BuzzFeed article? I did. Yeah, it's like a poor Gabbie. No one will leave her alone. She can't.
Why is everyone so mad?
Yes.
Yeah, that was the headline, wasn't it? Like, why is everyone so mad at Gabbie? Like, well, do you have a few hours?
Right, exactly. And then that's why Trisha wanted it taken down, because they approached her about like, what are your thoughts about Gabbie and the drama that's been happening forever? And
but that was during an article that was supposed to be about just Trisha.
Right.
That
and
they
they
brought
manipulated it. They manipulated it to use it against Trisha to say, look, Trisha hates Gabbie for no reason. And here's our proof. Why does everyone hate Gabbie? And she can't move forward, were the words that they used, if nobody will drop it. And I'm like, Gabbie doesn't drop it. Like, this isn't about anyone else. Jessi Smiles left the internet. Practically, like she stopped doing what she was doing. She only edits now. She's, pregnant again. Like she doesn't want to talk about it at all. This is her story to tell, right? And it's being brought up and she has to relive it over and over and over again because Gabbie is so selfish.
I know I was just on my soapbox like in the very last statement, but also on this note, when you do something to someone that is wrong and you apologize, you don't get to dictate when they get over it. That's not up to you.
Exactly.
That's correct.
You don't get to, you don't even, like, they don't even ever have to get over it. Nobody has to accept your apology.
Let alone what it was about. I mean, that's very hard for someone to get over when you're going and hanging out with your friend's ex-boyfriend who did some pretty horrible things to your friend, and your reasoning to why you're going to hang out with him so you can manipulate him into finding out the truth so he'd admit it. Well, he already did admit to it. What was there to manipulate? And it was just her theory behind why was just ridiculous.
It was, because why does she even care what his side is? Her friend was essayed. That's all that should matter. Like, I don't care what the other side is. He's not a victim. He doesn't get a side in this. When there's two parties who are bickering and they've had a little argument and you're like, well, I'm friends with both of you, so I want to hear what both of you have to say. That's one thing. This is not that thing. If someone attacked my friend, I don't give the other person that attacked them an opportunity. I say, F you, have a nice life. Maybe don't have a nice life, go play in traffic, whatever. I don't want to, like, she shouldn't have anything to do with the guy, but she's taking selfies with him. And, I want to hear his version of events. What?
Yep.
So, Xylie, first of all, facts. Second of all, congratulations on going past 1K.
Heck yeah, girl.
Woo-hoo!
We love ya. I love watching all your videos, and I loved watching the AT2 video you did with him about the whole situation with
my favorite thing about Xylie.
Nameless.
Can I tell you all my favorite thing Xylie does is every now and then she'll look at the camera and she'll be like, ma'am.
I know.
And you know that it's fixing to be so funny and it's going to go down if you make her stop and look at the camera and tell you that.
Yes. And we will link, if you're on the replay, the link to Xylie's channel will be in our description. And if you're here with us now, check back a little later. It'll be in the description for you if you have not checked Xylie out yet. She has an amazing channel.
She really does. And like I said, look for that part of the video, because when you reach that part, it's getting really good.
That's when she's going to tell you about yourself.
Yes. Mm-hmm. That's when you and her are about to have a come to Jesus moment.
That's right. Yes, that's right.
I liked going back to Gabbie, Hanna, in the BuzzFeed article, when they started to talk about why Gabbie is doing so bad, they were describing how Gabbie did all of these things that were dwindling her subscriber count, and it was literally all of different controversies that she's had. And when I'm reading them, I'm like, yeah, well, she did that, and then she did that. Okay, so this is why, her audience is dwindling. And
Yep.
she also has like an audience where she targets younger kids, even though she's growing up, and then these kids are growing up as well, but she never grows up with them. And it gets to the point where it's like, girl, you need to grow up too, own your mistakes, and realize you've done wrong and you are maturing and learning from these mistakes. That's the whole point of growing up. But Gabbie doesn't seem to do that.
No, because she's trying to appeal to a specific fan base. She doesn't want to change a fan base, and she doesn't understand growth and how people evolve in their content and her as an artist. So she's very like just surface. I don't know. She's skin deep only. And to me, it just doesn't show that she's got any kind of talent. And I don't want to knock her because she's a big YouTuber, and she's not a bad singer. I get it. Like, she's got some good stuff out there. She does have some talented things, but I feel
depends.
personally, no, it sure does. But I feel personally victimized by the fact that she did a cover of one of my favorite songs ever, and I will never forgive her for that because she just tried to
it was horrible.
Alanis
and it was auto-tuned. It was horrible.
So, you want to know the worst part about it for me is that teenage Stacy is also jealous that she got to recreate an Alanis Morissette video. And I'm like, why didn't I get to recreate an Alanis Morissette video? I mean, other than the fact that I can't sing and I'm poor, why can't I recreate an Alanis Morissette video?
Well, you can. We have an audience. All of you would listen to Stacy recreate an Alanis Morissette video, right? We could do it.
You guys would definitely not.
I would totally watch it. That would be so fun. That would really be fun.
I can
and
tell
then you can like act like you're in the desert too. That would be great. Come on.
Julie, stop yelling at me. You can like the cover if you want. You can like it. You're Julie and I
we
love
all
you
have
no matter
different
what.
we all have different types of music.
That's right.
And it happens.
And like we mentioned last time, if you ever need any kind of graphic work done, Julie Virgo has started her own little business.
Yes.
She can make the cutest little wee cartoons.
She makes the wee ones. Yes. I love it.
And her link will be in the description on how to get a hold of her and all of that good information. To her channel, to her Twitter, all of that.
No, sadly, teenage Stacy only ever got to come home and tape the music videos on MTV that I never went back and rewatched.
Yeah.
Do you know how many tapes I had where I just painted them with different color glitter nail polish on top? Like that was going to remind me what I put on that tape.
My favorite was whenever I would actually try to record it onto a cassette tape. And I try to record it on the VCR as well. Like, so I'd put the VHS tape in to record, but then I would hit record on my boom box to try and record the sound onto a tape. Like, because I didn't want to actually go buy it because I didn't have any money. And the sound quality was fantastic on those, guys. Fantastic.
And usually you could hear one of my siblings come into the room and say something.
Yeah.
And
yes.
Or come in and be like, I wanted to watch something else. And you're like, shut up.
I know. I'm doing something here. Now I've got a husband that walks in the room whenever I'm trying to like record a video. Hey, what are you doing? So that's typically what my interruptions are now.
Julie, I promise you, y'all would never want to hear me recreate any song. Let me tell you how bad it is. When American Idol first came out, you know how they do the auditions at the beginning? And these people are always like, my mom told me I could sing. Well, my mom turned and looked at me when when those auditions first happened. She looked at me, looked me right in the eye, and she said, if you ever tried to go on there and say that I told you you could sing, I would do an interview on the news tomorrow that I never told you that.
And she does not support that.
Not at all.
She doesn't want you to make a liar out of her.
Well, she was like, Stacey, I'm not telling you this because I don't love you. I'm telling you this because I love you. Don't sing for people.
It's for the best for all of us. Jackie had to get out, and I think she's changing her avatar because it was you.
That's what happened to me on the last stream we did. Is I stopped my camera for a second and I was Jackie, so it looked like Jackie was talking to Jackie.
That's what happens whenever we like more than one person gets in the StreamYard. So sometimes we got to fix it. Sorry, guys. There she is.
Sorry, I just wanted to fix my avatar so that way it wasn't showing Stacey.
Yeah.
I was telling her, like, it did that to me the opposite the other day. Remember, it looked like you were talking to yourself.
Yeah. And you guys were talking, so I figured let me just change it really quick anyways. So
now I've like, before I clicked enter studio this time, I turned my camera off. I was like, wait, what face is up there?
I did that though. So I always click stop camera to make sure it's my avatar, and it was my avatar. So I have no idea how that happens, but it happens.
Cher understands.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I think we're still gonna get more of this Gabbie Hanna drama this week coming up because Gabbie really hasn't said anything. So she's gonna say something when she's ready, and then another song will come out. So she's probably waiting for the next release song or something to bring light to the situation so that it brings light to her song that comes out. That's just how Gabbie does it, or her EP or something. But I feel like there's more going to be said about this Jessi Smiles and Gabbie Hanna situation to come.
I think it'll be interesting to hear what she has to say, because at this point, I really don't think that she's got a leg to stand on here in any way. Like, I think that Jessi Smiles just really just threw down on her, and just said, you know what, this is it. I'm going to show everybody who Gabbie Hanna really is. And now I think it's taking Gabbie a little bit longer to try and come up with a response and figure out, no, she can't stop, Truffle. You're absolutely right. Can't stop, won't stop. She's the honey badger, kind of like KJ. But she's, I think that she will eventually come out with something, and maybe she will sue Jessi.
So I think her next song, to answer your question, will be Meredith Brooks.
Oh, no.
She's going to continue to ruin the great songs of teenage Stacey's life.
I think she's definitely going to sue Jessi just from the way the phone calls went and how she was very persistent that she was going to sue her then in the phone calls, because she wants to do it for her fans, because their fans got hurt and she doesn't want the money. She wants to do it for her fans. But I feel like with all of this backlash that she's getting, I just don't see why you would sue someone that was your friend, offer an apology, because that's all she says she wants in all of these videos or these phone leak clips, is that she wants an apology and an NDA signed. But we'll see.
Right. She wants Jessi to publicly say that, Gabbie is not as bad as she wants Jessi to say, like, Gabbie was my friend. Gabbie's not as bad as I've made her out to be. And then sign an NDA to shut her up. And basically no more content about Gabbie Hanna at all, because it's scathing. And, I think that Jessi was like, sue me, because Jessi knows that it won't stand in court,
Mm-hmm. Yep. I agree. And it just, I don't know. We'll see what Gabbie does, because she's definitely going to do something. Oh, bye, Rebecca. It was good seeing you too.
Yeah. Hi.
But yeah, no, we'll see. We'll see what happens. And I'm all for Jessi Smiles. I've actually watched a couple of her videos. I really did forget about her. Not to sound mean or anything, but I forgot Jessi existed until all of this controversy came out. And I kind of liked watching the videos that she has out recently. So I'm going to be watching some Jessi Smile videos. Not going to lie. Thanks, Gabbie, for reminding me about her.
Yeah. Well, she's a great editor, by the way. And
Yes.
you know, she was a little bit more famous than Gabbie at first. So I think Gabbie probably ended up latching on to her during the Vine days because of that.
Yeah, those Vine days were. I forgot all about Vine, honestly, until this situation. I was like, yeah, I remember Vine now and all of that. Oh, hey, T-Spiracy.
No, but
Easy.
now I'm gonna be singing that Just Dance theme song
Yes.
in my head.
Well, you just had a moment where you were kind of like a robot whenever you said it. So it sounded perfect, just like the song whenever you said Just Dance. And yeah, but T-Spiracy, it's okay. I get it because I have to hear Party in the USA
Come here.
a lot.
Come here. Want to say hi?
So, you know, the only thing I do better than singing is
Yeah.
dancing, T-Spiracy. So I'm like a double threat.
Yes, you're a double threat.
Come here.
Right.
Just do it this one time. You would be so famous if you just jumped in my lap. It'd be perfect. Nope, she doesn't want to come.
Bella doesn't want to make an appearance.
Camera shot.
No, she's been spoiled rotten all day since her birthday was Wednesday, and I ordered her Chewy stuff last night, and she got a Chewy galore package of food, treats, a new litter mat. She got 3 different types of cat grass and toys, and Daddy came home, so she's been hanging out with Daddy, and now she's here to, sit on my feet. That's what she's doing right now, sitting on my feet.
Man,
So.
T-Spiracy, I've got a friend that calls it her birthday month.
That's right. adults who are like, it's my birthday month.
I tried saying that to Preston one time, and he was like, "You're an idiot."
Yeah, no. I tried to say my birthday week to my husband one time, and he was like, "No, you get a day because you get more days than me, and that's it. Like you get Valentine's Day, you get Mother's Day, the anniversary is more about you. Like you have more days, so you only get one day for your birthday." And then on the calendar, he'll write like, "Behold, the day cometh for his birthday."
I have a day, and that's it, because me and Jake are a week apart, so we have to only have a day because it's his and then mine, so we can't have a birthday week because then we'd clash.
Yeah, because it would.
And plus, I'm right by Mother's Day, so I have to share my birthday always with my mom. So
yeah. Well, I keep trying to convince my husband because my birthday's right after Valentine's Day. So
yep.
I always try to convince him, like, okay, listen, it's only a week after Valentine's Day. Just get me one big, really expensive thing,
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
If my computer starts shaking, it's because the cat's shaking the desk. So, but yeah. So then after, of course, all the Gabbie, Hanna, Jessi Smile stuff, we had the whole H3 frenemies incident that happened this week as well, which Trisha made some crazy comments during the frenemies episode, which then led to her making her own videos on why she is now left frenemies. And it was 3 videos. Then Ethan made his video finally. And then Trisha made 4 more. Ethan did another one, and Trisha did another 1 or 2 now. She just keeps multiplying them. But it's a lot going on there. And I don't know. I like them both. And I feel like Trisha probably did say that she wanted maybe a new cameraman and new people to do the frenemies, and she's kind of saying stuff now to cover up that she did actually say that. And she does like them, and I'm not sure if she said this maybe in the beginning, then got to know them, and now is trying to take it back kind of thing.
I don't know, like that other one that came out where she was like, well, they're trash.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
She's made
that
a
one's
lot.
hard to step back from.
You're right.
Yeah.
She made some videos, and then they'd pop up, and I would be at work, and I'm like, oh, I gotta watch this later. And then they would be gone
Every 3 more.
prohibited by the time I got around to them, because she was making so many, you know, and it's like the kitchen floor Trisha, and she's quit like 5 times. It's so true.
She's walked off the set at least 5 times, if not more.
And I just got to think to myself, I think about the situation and I'm like, okay, they are family now. They do a lot of things together, and they're not really, I mean, they don't really argue like that off camera. And I just wonder how much of this does she do because of her mental health, and how much of this does she do for attention? And is it somewhere in the middle? And then is Ethan in on it, or is he just a pawn in her game? And, you know, that would be, if I were in Ethan's shoes, that would be very tiring for me.
I agree. And I think that, well, at the end of the Frenemies episode, when she's like, well, he's like, we'll end this as soon as you want to leave. Just leave and I'll end it. She was making it seem like Ethan was gaslighting her at points by what he was saying and keeping it going. And he was giving her that chance that if she wanted to cool off and keep going, that she could. And there were points where I just felt like some of the things that Trisha thought Ethan was gaslighting her with was him just trying to sympathize, knowing she has some mental health issues, and trying to just be there and compromise with her and understand, hey, I know that you have this going on. Let's try and fix this. Let's try and keep going, calm down, relax type of thing, and take a moment. But I feel like Trisha is trying to make it seem like Ethan is gaslighting her the whole time, when that's not what he was trying to do. I mean, there's 3 sides to every story. There are some things Trisha did. There are some things that Ethan did. And there are things that they're saying each other did that really didn't happen the way that it happened.
I'll give it to her, though. Like, I understand why she didn't want to get up and just walk out, because every time she's done that, he's turned it into the thumbnail and the title for the next week's episode. And I think that's what she was trying to say to him. Like, no, I want you to end it first, and then I'll get up and leave. And I can see that.
Yeah.
I agree with the whole costume thing too, because in the text messages, it was like, oh my God, I love that movie. She's my favorite. And then during the episode, she was like, I really don't know who she is. It's like, wait, what? Like, because I saw the text messages first before I watched the H3 Frenemies podcast, and I was like, wait, why are you saying this? If before you even got dressed up, you're saying this is your favorite movie and she's one of your favorite characters in the movie. It's like, how do you not know then who she is? There's a lot of just, I feel like this is going to affect their personal relationship, and it's going to be a doozer, because that's going to be her brother-in-law when and if she gets married to Moses. And I think that they do have a great personal relationship, and Frenemies helped that personal relationship in a way. So this is going to affect the personal relationship since they're not doing it. And who knows? She's left before. And when I first heard that she left Frenemies without knowing the situation, I was like, oh, she'll be back, because she's done this before. She'll be back. I mean, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I I'm kind of rooting for her to go back, to be honest, because I like watching the Frenemies episodes and I enjoy listening to them. So it's one of my faves.
Yeah, I think it was, I mean, everyone kind of thought like, okay, Trisha's in a good place. This is good for her. But, you know, I don't know if it really is. And then it's hard to tell with her because, you know, she's the ultimate internet troll. Y'all, like Trisha's the OG troll. And so whenever she does this thing where she's like, yeah, that's my favorite character. And then later on, she's like, I don't really know who this is. I my first thought is she's going back to having some kind of mental health situation where she truly is speaking as two different people at times, or is she playing into it to make people think that that's what's going on? You know, like how coherent is she during all of this?
Yeah.
Like it's so hard to tell with her, you know?
So I think that she really deep down wants to be accepted by people. So what she does is she agrees to whatever they want her to do. But then eventually she reaches her point where she's like, oh, I'm being taken advantage of. Even if she's not, that's what she feels like. And she snaps and she goes nuclear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that it is part of her mental illness. I just think that's why she does it. There's just no excuse for the stuff she does.
She has really high highs and really low lows. And I think that also doesn't help situations when she gets into them. It's like she's very extreme or she's very, very, very low. And there's no kind of in between with Trisha, because when she's overly excited and happy about a situation and something that they're doing, it's very extreme and happy and she's so giddy and smiling. And then when she's sad. And it gets to the point where she's breaking down, she's crying, she's hyperventilating. So there is no kind of in between with her. And I think that doesn't help a lot of the situation either, in a way.
Yeah. I mean, but you know, yes, you both make great points. And to that point, like she takes it too far. You know, there's a certain level of where you have to say like, listen, this isn't okay, no matter what. You know, like you still know the difference between right and wrong. So when you snap, you still have to understand what's right and wrong. People can't just like snap and go kill each other and be like, oh, sorry, didn't know, you know, because I was mad at the moment. So there's things that she does that I'm like, Trisha, really? Are you serious? You know, I want to like her. And then she goes and does crazy stuff that I cannot stand behind at all. And Ethan seems like he's just such a chill guy and relaxed. And Hila seems like she's so nice. And we don't know what they are behind the scenes. We don't know. But, you know, this could be a big publicity stunt. I think that Julie has a good point. Like, sell the merch, you know?
I mean, I'm probably going to buy something. I'm not going to lie.
I want it. I want the merch. I actually went when he's like, I got like 4,000 pieces of merch. I went right onto the website and was like, okay, so where is it? Because I really want it and I want to see it. Like, can you show me? And I couldn't find it anywhere. So at least put it back on the website so we can buy it, because you'll still make some money off of it at least.
Well, he is going to put it up, but they're not. It's going to be a month, he said, when it drops.
Oh, it's the new merch that they were talking. Okay.
Right.
So
right.
I'm like, this is going to be a collector's item. Of course I'm getting on there and trying to get some. I'm probably not going to get one, but I'm going to try.
Let's hope it's not as expensive as her Sad Boy merch, because
oh my gosh,
was like hella expensive, guys. And it was,
yeah,
it hurt my pocket to buy a freaking t-shirt.
That's why I didn't get any. I was like, oh, I like it, but
I feel bad for Hila and Moses because they're kind of stuck in the middle, and it could create a brother-sister kind of issue going on, because it's both of their partners, and it's going to cause family drama, and I know if it was like my brother's wife and Jake like having an issue, it would make it awkward for me and my brother. So I can only imagine how it is for Moses and Gila having to deal with both of them and everything going on. And I feel bad for them because they're the ones that are really going to get hurt by this. And Gila's pregnant with another baby, and you would hope that Moses would want to be there for the child. And who knows, with Trisha being as upset as she is, if that's going to happen. And I feel bad that it's happening at this time right now. I really do.
Aren't there always at least 2 family members that are in a death match fight at like every family, big family together?
Yes. And I'm going to tell you something. I have been through this. My sister has fought with my husband. I have fought with my sister's husband. My sister has fought with our brother's wife. Like, there have been all out throwdowns at like Thanksgiving.
Preston has left Thanksgiving before because he was arguing with my sister, and I don't even know I don't even remember what it was about. I don't even know if I was in the room when it started.
So,
wow.
Like
I've never had that happen. We've had some issues with my aunt, my ex-aunt, but my family's not like that.
No. We've had
Thank God.
Here's the thing. My family's my family is even keeled all the way, all the time, except for my sisters. They have got tempers like I've never seen before. And I've always told them, you have different parents. I know it. Like you were switched and because everyone is really relaxed and they just get mad about crazy stuff.
Night, Jessi.
Preston has looked at me before and said, how did you guys grow up in the same house?
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, I have a sister that I'm very close to and very similar to, and I have a sister that I'm not close to at all. So, there you go.
Like I said, I've had maybe that with my ex-aunt, but I'm glad.
Yes,
I'm glad that we haven't had that happen.
That's what happens at my family a lot of the times. It's politics.
Oh.
We have our most liberal person who will always try and sit next to the most conservative, or the most conservative who will always try to sit next to the most liberal, knowing that they're just going to sit there and argue with one another.
I refuse to allow it to happen in my house because I have both sides in my family and I don't want them to be polarized. And like I said, my family for the most part is really chill. Like my parents had zero emotion and still do. My brother is very calm. So I'm pretty calm when it comes to the family members, but I'm telling you, like, it just so happens every once in a while. If someone makes a comment about someone else's kid, like it's war, and they're going to go at it. So, and sometimes they don't mean anything by it, but sometimes people are being snarky. Sometimes there is the snark just happens and people are like, yeah, well, my daughter is smarter than yours, and then gauntlets thrown and we got to take it outside.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Cindy, that you and your little sister do not speak. Oh. But you have the best brothers. Well, that's good to hear.
See, in my family, they always think I'm the funniest one. They're like, oh, is Stacy going to come? She's so funny. And I looked at my mom one day and I was like, they do know I'm usually not joking, right? And Mom's like, no, they don't know that. Yeah. That's why they think you're so funny.
Oh my gosh, Leanne, that would be awesome. And I know what you're talking about. It's this big blow up arena thing and suits. They have ones that you can just rent the suits though, where it blows it up and you're these sumo wrestlers and you can bounce off of each other and and it's so much fun. But I was doing that last night. I did that last night at work without having the suit on.
Yeah,
just doing that with the hostess guy.
Wouldn't that be a great way to come back to a Frenemies podcast if they got in those sumo suits and the blow up thing?
That's what they need to do.
Someone tweet that out really quickly.
Go. Tweet it
Shout
out.
out. Leanne.
Oh my God, that would be such a good one.
Yes, Julie, exactly how everyone laughs at your mom and she's like being dead serious. That's what happens to me. I'm like, I'm not kidding.
Yep.
And then when I am kidding, they'll look at me and they'll be like, I can never tell if you're being serious or not.
No, I know. Well, I think Julie's mom is hilarious, by the way.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I love Julie's mom.
No filter whatsoever.
I love it.
Says it like it is. I love that.
Yes. Also on so one of the thing on the Frenemies podcast was that Ethan was talking about how Jake Paul got arrested for child endangerment and being inappropriate from 2017 in Ohio this week. And I couldn't find it anywhere, though. I mean, I looked everywhere. But apparently Jake, I thought they said Jake Paul because they were talking about the Paul brothers and how Logan Paul had the fight going on. And he said that Jake Paul was arrested for sending inappropriate messages to a 15-year-old back in 2017.
I think Drake. How do you say?
Drake Bell definitely was arrested for that exact reason. And there was a joke about Drake and Josh.
Yes.
I didn't hear about Jake Paul. I heard about Drake Bell though.
Maybe I misunderstood it when I was listening to the Frenemies. I swore they said Jake Paul, and I mean I did look everywhere for it, and I couldn't find anything on it.
You know that Fundy Snark, or maybe it was Duggar Snark. It was either Fundy Snark Uncensored or Duggar Snark on Reddit. They posted a picture of Drake Bell and Josh Duggar, and it said Drake and Josh 2021 edition.
Like a reboot.
Like it showed them like behind bars.
Funny, but not funny. And then I know that Jake was on Logan's podcast and talking about the fight. And I didn't hear anything about him being arrested. And I still don't know why. Like, remember when his house was raided? I still don't know what that's about.
I have no idea.
You're on mute, Stacy.
I don't remember what that was about either. I don't know if they ever told us.
I don't think we ever did find out about this, and everyone just dropped it because, you know, the rest of the internet said, no, look at me. So
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, so the H3 podcast that was done on Wednesday, and then the first video was done on Thursday for Trisha and so on. I feel like we're going to hear about this some more next week. We're going to see what's going to happen there, because I really hope that they could fix this, honestly. And it would be frenemies. I mean, it's the podcast is that they're frenemies. Like, I think they could fix this, but we'll see next week, because I know that this is going to continue on definitely till next week. Oh, yeah. I know another thing that happened this week. So this is some insider information for everybody. Tuesday, June 8th, I know we probably don't have any fans here, but if any of you watch BX Beast Boy, he posted a video called Emily D. Baker Speaks on Katie Joy Drama, Politics, and More. He even premiered it. This is not a new video, guys. I just want to let you know, this video was the interview he did in January of 2021. And Stacy, Kim, myself, were all there for when he premiered this video and when he actually did talk to Emily. They haven't spoken and did another interview since. So I thought that was kind of funny. And I wanted to mention how he's just doing this to get those people that didn't know he did an interview because they stopped watching him. And now that he's gaining some people because of everything that's going on, That's an old video. He hasn't talked to Emily since then.
So he just he like edited
Yes.
it and re-uploaded it. Yeah.
He pretty much took it off and then re-uploaded it.
That was back when Emily had like 20,000 followers.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. That it's very misleading. And I do want to acknowledge the chat because they've been talking for a little bit about Jake Paul in the house raid. And yes, all of you are correct about that. I did see them taking the firearms out of the house. It was after he filmed in the mall during the riots. I don't know, like, I'm sure it's linked somehow. I just would love to know, like, what were they looking for specifically?
And like did he get his guns back?
I don't, well, if it was in California,
so.
If it was in California, probably not, because the ones they were pulling out of the house did not look legal for California. But they may have been, you know, I just saw a very quick snapshot of footage of them carrying them out. But in California, you can't have those extended stocks on the back. Like you can't have hand grips and things like that on them. And I'm pretty sure the ones they were carrying out were pretty big and had all those things, but I could be wrong.
Bless his cotton socks. Oh, I love it, Julie. I can just hear you saying it too.
Yeah, those definitely did not look California compliant. So, but you know, we don't know. I don't know. So, but yeah, you guys, that I'm sure that's what it had to do with. Maybe
to me they looked like something you'd see in anyone's home.
Well, exactly. It's same to me. To me, they look like things that every Floridian owns. So, you know, no different.
What else happened this week? Oh, well, they confirmed that Gila's only having one kid, right?
Yeah. I didn't hear that. Jackie or Stacy heard that, right? Stacy?
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
Yeah. When she went in the week before, they knew for sure that there were two and there might be a third. And when they went in this week, they said that the one was stronger than the others. And so.
Wow.
So there's going to be one baby Klein coming.
Oh, I don't know if they really wanted 3, but that would have been definitely awesome if they did have. That would be fun.
I can only imagine what Hila would look like carrying triplets because she is so tiny.
I can't imagine twins, much less triplets. And twins definitely run in my family. I mean, my mother-in-law is a twin. So I get 2 mothers-in-law. Yay. But I think about triplets and I think, oh my goodness, you know, and they're blessings all around, right? Like we're happy to be able to have children. So I just can't imagine. I can't imagine 3 babies at once. I would pull my hair out.
If I were going to do it, I would want to be in the financial situation of the H3.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because if you're not in the financial situation of the Kleins.
I'm also thinking of like how I would feel like, well, yeah, I would be like so overwhelmed, but I wouldn't be able to afford a nanny or 2.
Yeah, that right. Oh no, I just can't. I can't imagine. My 2 keep me so busy.
Y'all would be seeing me on the new season of Unsolved Mysteries. Like, woman disappears, drops kids off with her mother to go to the grocery store. Never heard from again.
That's so funny. My cousin had triplets, and they're 25 now.
Wow.
But yeah, and she's older than me, but regardless, she had triplets, and I am like, I don't know how you keep up with this. And like I said, there's a lot of twins in my family and in my husband's family. So I've always worried when I've been pregnant, like, is there only one? Let's hope.
Gosh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, my grandmother's side has twins, a couple twins. Let's hope. I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could pull off having twins, even triplets.
I'd probably be one of those horrible parents if I were rich listening to me talk, actually, like the one whose kids never bond with them, because it's like we were with the nanny more than we were you.
I sometimes have worried about that, and all the fancy moms who are like, oh, you mean you don't do this and you don't do that, and they have to have, I pack their lunch every day and put it on TikTok and it's perfect. And write love notes to my husband too. Like, please, my children live off of chicken nuggets and Diet Coke, and we're lucky that we're all alive, and they have everything they want in this world. My children have, and it's because I work. So it's because I work really hard.
I was just looking at what
I'm that person though.
I was just looking at what Chronically Intrigue wrote about how you can hire night nurses and sleep when you have the money. I was like, yes, yeah, actually, my kids would be with nurses all the time. Yeah. I would probably treat them more like an accessory if I had the kind of money that those two have. Like, look, these are my children. Go back to your room.
And so this
I write love letters to my boyfriend every day when I pack his lunch. So
now y'all see why I don't have.
I'm a culprit.
That's cute. See, fancy. Jackie's fancy. Lizzie Stardust. This could actually get me on a soapbox because, I think that we should have the choice in what we want to do, right? And you chose to work and travel instead of having children. And I really wish that we lived in a world where we could do both, because I chose to have children and work and travel. And, why do we have to choose between them? Not saying that you didn't want to choose between them, but why do we have to? I'm telling you, I could get on a soapbox about it, because I think that no matter what, like, our parents worked all through that generation worked their tails off. We never saw them. So, and we turned out okay. So it just makes me think, like, do we really have to be there as much as people say we have to be there? Or is it okay for women to work outside of the home? I think it should be. Anyway, soapbox over, because it's a serious topic, but hey.
Yeah.
Like I said, I choose not to have children because I don't want children. But I do not mind other people's kids. Just know that if you bring your kid to me, I'm feeding them lots of sugar and I'm giving them temporary tattoos to take home.
Yeah. And so that's what I would do with my nieces and nephews. They would come to me. They would get the loudest toys. They would get the most obnoxious toys. 5-foot blow up dinosaur for my 2-year-old nephew one year. I did all the things. And then when I started having kids, my sisters and brother were like, game on. And we're going to buy all the crazy stuff. And now that happens. So now they take my kids and fill them with sugar and ice cream and everything else, drop them off sticky and tired, but they love it. So I can't complain.
That's what you guys know. Every time my mom has my niece, I go over there and I'm like, okay, what flavor slushy do you want to try today? And then we usually go get a donut in the morning. Like, that kid gets spoiled so much when she's with me.
That's so funny.
I get to give her back whenever she's like all hyped up on the sugar. And I'm like, okay, well, I've got to go home.
That's perfect. That's what aunts and uncles and grandmas and grandpas are for.
So whenever we pull up at like Preston's sister's house, her kids run outside and they run up to us and they're like, what'd you bring us? And you know why they ask that? Not because they're not grateful children. It's because they know I brought them something.
Yeah. Well, see, now you've trained them to know that you're going to have something in your hands when you show up.
Preston's like, you bought your way as to everyone's favorite. And I was like, yeah, and you had the same opportunity and you wasted it. So
you thought your personality was going to get you in, buddy? No way.
Like, sometimes I take them into the dollar store and I let them get whatever they want.
Yes, this is a common occurrence for my daughters and their friends. Like, when they have sleepovers, they're like, hey, can we go to the dollar store? And the friends bring their own money. But I mean, it's the dollar store. So there are days where I've got 5 little girls and they're dumping out all their baskets onto the belt at Dollar Tree. And I'm like, whatever, it's going to go in the trash eventually anyway, but it's $1. So have at it.
Yeah, actually, Kooch LaCreme has a channel where she does a bunch of that Dollar Tree stuff, right?
Yes, she does, and we will definitely link that below. I love watching her Dollar Tree videos because
going
I
to Dollar
see things
Tree
that I'm like, I wish I had that at the Dollar Tree. Like her Dollar Tree has a section where they have like 5 and above items. And I'm like, we don't have that at our Dollar Tree at all.
That's
I
what I was
wish we
thinking
had
to ask
that.
you. Like, because she has one of those ones that they have higher priced items.
Yeah,
right?
I wish we had one of those.
I didn't even know that was a thing until I saw the video.
Yeah.
Well, because
Hey,
they're owned
Butterfly.
by, so Dollar Tree, the Dollar Tree and the Dollar General are the same company. So now they like merged, I guess. So now
Really?
so now there's Dollar Trees in our neck of the woods, because Kooch lives near me, that have that like special section. And then everyone went crazy over the Crafters Corner section of the Dollar Tree, because they have all the like paints and paint brushes and those like wooden things. You can make a lot of crafts at Dollar Tree now.
Yeah, we have like a whole new art section in our Dollar Tree. It's like the craft supply section. And certain Dollar Trees have bigger art supply sections, and I do know that because that's where I get some of my art supply stuff.
See, usually when I'm running into
random stuff.
When I'm running into the Dollar Tree, I'm like, all right, got to grab a bag for this present that I just bought because I was supposed to be at the party 20 minutes ago.
That's right. And let me tell you, so a couple weeks ago, we had a conversation about this, the 3 of us, and scissors. And every time I've been in the Dollar Tree now, I have bought a pair of scissors because of the 2 of you, because you guys are like, you got to have scissors. You got to always buy scissors. Like, buy them every time I go in there. So now I'm like, Jackie said that I have to buy scissors when I go into Dollar Tree.
Well, you do, because they get lost and you need them.
Oh, yeah. And there's some nice ones, too.
And Preston will still grab a butcher's knife to open up a box.
Yeah, that's so funny. And cut towards himself, right?
Yes.
And 5 and Below. I love that store. We need more 5 and Belows here. We don't have, they're farther away, so I can't go. I mean, I could go. I just choose to go places closer. When I say far away, I mean like 5 minutes. I just don't want to go in that direction when I can go 2 minutes down the road.
Right. No,
and yes, 5 and Below has some great stuff too.
They do. They always come through for stuff like pool noodles and outdoor toys for the kids. Yeah. Their toys, some of the toys at the dollar places still chronically are not as nice. Like if you go into Dollar General, some of those toys are and still at Dollar Tree, like, you know, they break and things like that, but they have come a long way with their selection. I'm telling you, like, who knew Dollar Tree sold like their own version of Dayquil and NyQuil and Advil? Like,
well, I love all of that. And Butterfly Kisses, yes, Josh does have a channel. It's very, I love going on there. I know Stacy goes on there too. And we'll link it in the description for you after if that helps. Or I know one of our beautiful mods will put it in there for you as well. But yes, he has a great channel. But that's what I do love about 5 and Below.
The toys have come a huge way since we were kids at the dollar store. But what cracks me up is that on some of those, like, because they are real Barbies that they're selling in there, but on some of them on the box, it'll say like manufactured for Dollar General stores only. So I'm like, are they buying their own like cheaper version? Like, did they make a deal with Barbie? Like, make ours just a little bit shittier.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, being in the industry, I know a little bit about it. And yes, that does happen.
Yes, like it really does.
It really does happen where they make it specifically for a brand. And a lot of brands this past year, if you saw empty stores, it's because the brands that normally sell to all of these off-price retailers stopped selling to these off-price retailers because they did not have the capabilities to open at full capacity and make as much product. So they're like, well, we got to fill our stores first. You know, like Nike, you know, Nike sells to a lot of shoe stores and a lot of different places where you can buy Nike shoes, and they stopped doing it. So, because they would only go into Nike stores at that point. So it's interesting how all that works. And yeah, I do think that they definitely negotiate for like cheaper materials or less accessories or something in those toys.
Just like anymore, if you're walking into an outlet store, there is nothing, like very rarely do items that don't sell in the store go to an outlet store anymore. A lot of those items are bought, like made and bought specifically to go in an outlet store.
Yes, that's correct. Like the mainstream stores don't send them to outlets. Mainstream stores, they sell them, like once it's clearance, they sell it to other retailers usually. Yeah, and the outlets are specifically for the outlet merchandise. It's crazy
not the same,
how it works.
It's not the same quality most of the time.
Some of it is. I would say that there's some that I trust and some that I don't trust, you know.
But that is just something to keep in mind, because at one time that really was what when a lot of these companies opened these clearance stores, as they used to call them, it really was the stuff they weren't selling in the stores. And that's why you walked in there and you found what you found, or you didn't find it.
I know, I think Leanne said she's allergic to brand name items. Same here, except when it comes to certain food products. I have to get brand name. Like Hershey syrup. I have to get Hershey syrup. I've tried Walmart brand. I've tried dollar store brand. It's not the same. It's not the same.
Allergic to brand. Like, are you, what do you mean allergic to brand name? Like you only buy generic? Or are you actually saying that you're allergic to a brand name, like brand name Advil?
Oh, I didn't think of it that way.
No, I'm
allergic to brand name items.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she meant it the way you took it. But then I'm like, hold on. Is she actually?
There are people out there though that are allergic to generic medicine. I do know somebody that is like that.
Yeah.
Well, because the difference in the name brand and the generic won't be the main ingredient. It'll be the fillers they use. And
it's actually my brother's wife. That's I said, I know somebody who's like that. Tina, my brother's wife, is like that.
Yeah.
She has to have brand name medicine. I do know that.
Okay, so you were right. Leanne, she's allergic to brand name because she only buys generic. So I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to offend you by saying something and you're actually allergic to
She's allergic to something, like breaks out in hives, and we're like, haha, same.
Right, exactly. And I'm thinking to myself, like, should I say that? No, maybe I'll ask her. That's just me being neurotic. Don't mind me. Moving on.
No, like if you hadn't have asked her, I probably would have rethought this moment when I was trying to go to sleep, and I would have been like, were we just being really, really insensitive?
No. Yeah, no.
And I probably would have messaged y'all in the message and been like, hey, well, what have you got? Should we talk to Leanne to make sure?
Well, you know, I don't see anything wrong with generic brands at all. Like, I don't buy name brand like food stuff. You know, who cares? I mean, you can read a box, and let me tell you, the Multi-Meal Fruit Loops are way better than the brand name. So, you know, and you get a giant bag of them that I could probably crawl into. So
and I gotta admit, I have one of those food service companies. So like most of my food, I don't know what brand it is anyways.
Well, right, because it just, I have a food service company too.
It comes in a bag and says chicken.
Exactly. And it's made for that specific food service company. So absolutely. Peanut butter, I can see that, Shermare, because I like the the Peter Pan peanut butter with the honey in it, and it's got to be natural peanut butter.
I was fixing to say I only eat the Peter Pan natural honey peanut butter.
Yeah, well, then there you go, because it has to be natural, because they put all that hydrogenated fat stuff in the peanut butter. So now you got to eat the natural peanut butter. But yeah, that's what I like. I like it with the honey. My kids like it too. Because sometimes dinner is literally just peanut butter on a spoon.
Yeah. Well, we even one day I was like, we could make peanut butter cookies. And I was like, oh, wait, no, we can't. Because I only buy the honey peanut butter.
And it doesn't actually make a cookie. It makes mush.
Yes, it makes mush. So that lets you know that I have actually tried that and failed.
Skippy Natural is pretty good. The Skippy Natural honey is pretty good, Night Runner. Do you have a preference, Jackie, of peanut butter? The world needs to know.
I will eat the Skippy Natural honey peanut butter only if they're out of the Peter Pan.
I don't mind Walmart version peanut butter or Dollar Tree peanut butter. It doesn't matter to me as long as it's cheap. Like I said, the only thing that I have a problem with is the chocolate syrup. It has to be Hershey's because I need that rich chocolate milk every night. So,
and then
all the other chocolate syrups aren't the same to me.
My mama makes strawberry jam, so if I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I'll usually just put some of that on it.
There you go.
I mean, if you get it homemade, that's amazing. The chocolate syrup, I agree with you. You've got to have. I've tried Great Value chocolate syrup. It is not the same. I 100% agree.
Has to be Hershey's.
Yeah, for the most part.
I'll buy a backup version of the Walmart one just in case I run out. But I have to have my Hershey's, and I'll pay the extra money just to get the Hershey's, even at the gas station if I run out. Even though I have that backup version, I still need that Hershey's.
So I've got to agree with Knuckles on this one.
Yes.
The jar of the peanut butter and jelly already mixed together is trash.
That is disgusting. I won't
Knuckles
touch. I've never
may be
tried
wrong
it.
about oat milk, but he's right about this.
I don't mind it.
Have you tried
I don't mind it. Yeah, I Jake buys it. We don't mind it here.
I used to ask my mom when I was a kid if we could buy it because I was like, look, it's already ready to go. And my mom would look at me and be like, no.
Yeah.
It's pure. I think Jake buys it for pure laziness when he has to make his lunch. But it's easy. It's fast and it works. And it's Smucker's, so you can get it. It's the Smucker's jelly. We don't have a preference but peanut butter, so jelly we like to have either local or Smucker's version jelly. So we have Walmart jelly too.
Yeah, I have Walmart grape jelly for the kids in my refrigerator right now. I keep grape and strawberry for them. I like apricot jelly. Do you like apricot jelly? It's one of my favorites.
I haven't had it.
I like just about every kind of jelly.
Yeah. You like pepper jelly? Pepper jelly is spicy.
And it's still good. It's weird, but it's good.
It is. It's actually very good.
Especially depending on, because where they'll put it on down here is they'll put it on a hamburger.
Okay.
Okay. And it's actually really interesting. Different. You wouldn't think it'd be good, but it's good.
Yeah,
I've never heard that. That's interesting.
It sounds good. My mom used to make cranberry sauce.
I'd have to try it.
And she would put cranberry pepper jelly in the cranberry sauce. So
okay.
She made it. So, and that was the only reason she had pepper jelly was for that.
So my mom makes all kinds, but I always steal her strawberry jam.
Probably Julie. I think jam. We do have jams and jellies. So Jell-O is the wiggly stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's so maybe probably what you're calling jelly is what we call Jello. In a Jello
Possibly,
mold.
yeah.
Yep.
I guess it's like what is it that Paddington Bear likes? Marmalade.
Oh, yeah. What's the difference? Marmalade, jelly, jams, and preserves. What's the difference? Can't figure it out. All I know is that if it comes in a squeeze bottle, it ain't for me, friends.
Yes, our Jello is the stuff that is a powder that you turn into a mix and put in with vodka. Heck yeah, Jello shots.
Jam will still have parts of the fruit in it, and jelly will not.
Yes.
Okay. And doesn't marmalade have parts of the fruit in it and preserves?
J-E-L-O.
Preserves or when you use like the whole fruit, like if you were to make plum, like people make plum jelly, a lot of times they'll just throw the whole plum in.
Night, Julie.
Okay. Good night, Julie.
And I think the reason marmalade is different is because it's made with mostly citrus fruits instead of like how we use like grape and stuff. Like marmalade, you're going to find in like oranges and lemon and stuff like that.
Yeah. Interesting. I need to become a jelly connoisseur. So what else is going on? We've been on here for an hour and 38 minutes already. Can you guys believe it? Or 32 minutes. Just kidding.
We used to make Mom get us marmalade so that we could pretend to be Paddington Bear, actually. So
that's cute.
I was just looking at some tweets from the whole Trisha issue with what people said. And one of them was from Mysterious Tea, where she said, Trisha has made serious cash in the past 24 hours. The video she posted today doesn't have her normal obsessed amount of ads, but there's still ads. And there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in one. And then another 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 in the other 2. She made, and a lot of people watch those videos, so she made some good money on all those ads. And that's something I was like, why would she always has ads, but it was a lot of ads to be watched while you're breaking down and talking about what's going on.
I'm just saying, the amount of money she makes, she could have made her merch a little bit cheaper. I'm just going to be salty about it because y'all know, like, isn't she the top grossing person on OnlyFans? It's ridiculous. So,
well, it depends. Because now they have Bad Baby up there, and she was making a while. She was making a bunch. But she does have a lot of people that are normal followers of hers on OnlyFans, and she does really well on there, let alone everything else she makes. Now she has the skincare line. That was something else that came out this week. Trisha has a new skincare line. And then she goes and has a video up there where her face is so broken out and dry, and you could see it flaking off. And I was like, you just put out a skincare line and you were talking about how it's so good. It helped your acne and the moisturizing of your skin.
You gotta say though, her face looks 100 times better than it did this time last year.
It does.
But I don't know.
But it was pretty bad.
But like when you saw what it was before with the cystic acne and then, some of the other problems she had.
It did help.
It's helping a lot, but I don't know if it's the face products so much as it's the chemical peels she's also been getting at the same company. Because a chemical peel is going to take off, the worst part.
That. She actually put out today a new video, which looks like it's a music video, but really it's an advertisement for her skincare line. And she's like singing and dancing in it. And it was like, at first we thought, is this a music video? And then we watched it. We're like, no, this is an advertisement for her skincare line. But her face looked pretty bad in all these episodes, like the Ethan 3 part 2 and part 1, Ethan is a liar video, and the one the night before, her skin was bad, and I felt horrible for her because I suffer from acne, so I know all about acne, and especially when you get upset, it does come out. It doesn't help. But I don't know if I'd try her skincare line. I heard it's really, for the price, it's kind of expensive. You can get
But somebody was showing like
version.
everything that it came with. It's actually not because I think it came with like eye stuff, night stuff, a daytime moisturizer, a cleanser, and a toner, and maybe something else. I mean, you're getting a lot of products for the price. At least it's not like one of those where it's just the toner and cleanser is going to cost you $100.
Yeah, that's true. How much was it for all that?
I'm trying to. I watched one of the videos on it, and I can't even be.
Yeah, I'll have to look it up. I don't know if you sometimes skincare. I have a drawer full of it because I'm the type of person that I take my makeup off and then I'll wash my face, and then I wash my face again in the shower. But I will forget to put night cream and all this other stuff on and do all the things. Like I'll forget about all of it. So, and then when my face feels dry, I'm like, I need some of that stuff.
It's $200, and you get day and night exfoliator cleanser, morning face nutrients, morning toner, elixir tinted day cream SPF 30, renew night eye cream, renew activating glow night serum, and hydrate glow night cream.
Okay, for $200, I think you listed off like 7 things.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's pretty good.
That's still.
I mean, that's comparable
too much
to
for
like
me.
to like
I know, right? Like, let's just buy some $5 clean and clear. You know.
But like, if you went to the
I get
counter,
the Avon. No, I get the which is it? The Mary Kay. So I get the cleanser, the medical ointment, the toner, and the moisturizer for $35, and it's all the huge bottles for Mary Kay, and it actually helps my acne. I will give it that. And they're big sizes. I'm not sure what size Trisha's are. They looked pretty big in majority of the 2 ads that I saw. But I am not sure. Let's see.
I'm just saying, if you like go up to the Kiehl's counter and talk to them, you're going to spend a lot more than that and come away with a lot less product.
That's very true. That's why I don't buy Kiehl's, even though I love it. And Good Molecules, don't buy that either, even though I love it. Sunday Riley. So I would get those, the sometimes full size and sometimes the smaller ones, and like the Ipsy and the BoxyCharm. And I'm telling you, I have a whole drawer full of them that I have to go through and be like, which one of you is going to expire first? Because I have to use you. That's it.
I love trying all those Ipsy ones because I do find some ones that I really enjoy. The Curology was great, and when I'm done with the Clear Proof from Mary Kay, I'm thinking about going back to the Curology, and that's $25 every other month. You can get it set up for.
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
And it's medical ointment that they you do surveys for what your face does and all of that, and the medical ointment is prescribed for your skin type and what you're trying to target and all of that. So I will give it that. It's very nice.
So like my favorite moisturizer is super cheap, and they now carry it at Walmart, and it's by Soap and Glory.
Oh yeah, I like that brand.
And it's called Beauty Sleep Accelerator Night and Flight Moisture Miracle. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Yes, very good.
Super affordable. And now Walmart carries it. You used to have to go to Ulta.
I have some. I like First Aid Beauty. Have you heard of that one?
Yes.
So I love First Aid Beauty, and I've actually I worked with a guy who had really bad like eczema and just dry skin, and would get breakouts on his face that were red and flaky and dry. And he's like, I don't know what to do. And young guy. And I was like, here, put this on your face, and gave him a thing of First Aid Beauty. And he's like, you've turned me into a First Aid Beauty customer for life. Like, it completely cleared his skin.
Oh.
So I love that stuff. And it's not too expensive.
I'm looking at the Trisha's Miracle Elixir. The toner is 2 ounces. The Morning Face Nutrients is 30 milliliters. Everything is really tiny for what you're getting. 4 ounces for the cleanser. That's tiny. The Clear Proof toner that I have sitting right in front of me for Mary Kay is 5 fluid ounces. So but I will say the Glow Skin Enhancement, which is the company she partnered with, they do a lot of different celebrities, because if you go onto their website, they have a list of all of the celebrities that they've worked with, and they've worked with a lot of celebrities like Black China, reality stars, Cynthia Bailey, John B, Ricky Bell,
the invoices
Vanessa Simmons.
The invoices I started working on when I first started in the accounting department were for our cosmetics department. So when I hear these prices and these ounces, I'm like, yeah, that's pretty comparable to.
Yeah, it's not $200, Knuckles.
It's never what I would spend money on, but I just know like how much some of this stuff we buy costs people. And
yeah. I've seen most foundation jars are 1 fluid ounce. So if you think about like the size of a foundation jar being 1, that's not a ton of product, but it lasts you for a while. So it sounds like it's little, and to your point, you have a 5 ounce bottle and her bottle of toner is a 4 ounce. So,
it's 3 ounces.
30
toner. Morning toner is 2 ounces. So that's way less than half. Yeah.
So
and the toner I go through faster, because after I take off the makeup with the makeup wipes and then wash my face, the toner always picks up all that other stuff that you forget, like that doesn't come out. It's amazing.
Yep. I know when it's
amazing.
When I rub my face with those things, I'm like, how is this on my face? then I don't want to wear makeup for days because I don't want to put it back on my skin.
And it's a morning toner, so it's not even a night toner. And that's where I use the most toner is at night. I do it again in the morning just from all the sleeping stuff. But yeah, and it's 2 ounces of a hydrating cream. I think my moisturizer is 6 ounces.
Yeah.
And then night serum's 1 ounce. And for $200, that's a little too much for me. I mean, unless it's really a miracle in those bottles, then I'd have to try it first. That's how I am with products. I need to try it, especially with my acne. Even the Proactive, I tried that before I tried other companies because I thought it would work, and it made my face way worse. And they always say it gets worse before it gets better with most companies, and it only got worse with Proactive with my acne. So
I had a dermatologist tell me, and I've never had acne, so I don't know what it's like. But I do have psoriasis. I have psoriatic arthritis, and it's part of autoimmune that I have so much of. And the psoriasis makes my skin like really, really, really dry. And, you get plaque psoriasis where it breaks out everywhere. And I've been able to really keep a hold of it pretty well. So I don't have a ton of breakouts with it. But like right when we first started wearing masks, I started to get breakouts like on my chin. Maskne, right? So I asked the dermatologist, like, what the heck? This is crazy. And she said, wash your face with like a dandruff shampoo, like Selsun Blue, or like any kind of antifungal shampoo will help with. So the shampoo I use for psoriasis, if you wash your face with it, it actually does get rid of acne in some cases. You know, everybody's different. Like you said, Proactive is garbage and didn't work for you. So, but I just thought that was weird.
When I was a kid, I didn't really have acne, but I was really bad about keeping my face clean. So my mom made me go to a dermatologist, and he gave me this retinol stuff that would make you feel like you had a sunburn from hell.
Oh, yeah, not good.
Wow, that's not
that
good.
Would be painful. So good point here. Chronically intrigued. There's dupes for more expensive things. Back when Bare Minerals first came out, and it was like the big thing to wear Bare Minerals, and right. It was super expensive. It's still expensive. And you can actually, Physicians Formula makes the exact same product for like probably less than half the price. And then my favorite foundation is the $5 Believe Beauty from Dollar General. And it is exactly like the Smashbox 15-hour hydrating. And I was paying $35 for the Smashbox, and now I buy the $5 bottle of Believe Beauty and wear it every single day.
I like the $5 bottle of Wet n Wild tinted hydrator by Bare Focus.
Watch out.
I've heard Wet n Wild's a good brand.
And yeah,
they are
tinted moisturizer, $5.
This is Wet n Wild.
I have very expensive foundation, and I wear that almost every day.
Wet n Wild. This is what I got on my face right now. Wet n Wild. It's a foundation stick, and this is the correction concealer stick, and I live by these. Live by them. And that's Wet n Wild. But Jessi, I just saw your comment. KJ just admitted people only watch her for her dog. I was one of those people before I realized she was critically insane in the membrane.
And this
her dog is so cute.
Hard Candy. And I put this makeup on at 5 a.m. this morning.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. See?
And this is my setting spray.
Oh, see, you don't have to have the expensive stuff. And I do. I have some expensive
same here
makeup, and I have a lot of times I really like what they call the drugstore brands, you know, the cheaper stuff.
I do.
And I do. Hard Candy actually started as a brand sold at the Dillard's makeup counter. And Dillard's stopped selling it. So then it went into where? Target and Walmart carry Hard Candy.
And Butterfly Kisses, I actually have a how-to Discord video, and it is on Sunshinery. It is just unlisted because I want to make a new video for it, breaking it down more organized, because I have a big organization problem. And I felt like I can do it more organized. So I do have a link if you do want it to kind of figure out what Discord is, how to use it. And it's a lot of fun. And we'd love to have you on there if you want to check out Discord. If you email us, I'd be happy to send you the link, honey. More than happy to send you the link. Yes, and Wet n Wild is cruelty-free. So is Hard Candy. A lot of drugstore brands are becoming cruelty free, so that is a good thing. That is another thing I like about them.
And it's funny because I don't have as much makeup as Kim because I've seen her amazing collection, but I have a lot of high-end stuff too, and I primarily wear mostly my cheaper Ulta finds or drugstore finds.
Yep.
I'm the same way. unless Ipsy sends me something that I really, really like. And then if they got it on sale on the Ipsy, I will make sure that I have it. I just realized I don't have my mic plugged in the whole time.
We can hear you fine though, so that's good.
Yeah, it's sitting unplugged.
Your
Yeah, I
computer picks
do.
you up good.
I have a ton of
There we go.
ton of makeup and a ton of expensive makeup. I'll tell you what I don't compromise on is lipstick. And I haven't really worn lipstick in over a year because I've had a mask on my face. But I do have a ton of lipsticks and lip glosses and lip stains and all the things. And I just there are some that are superior to others and that stay on longer. So that's something but that I don't really compromise on. But let me tell you, the blush I wear every day, I bought for $2.99 and it's L'Oreal blush. Like I wear my $5 Believe Beauty foundation. I typically don't put powder on, but if I do use expensive powder. But I do have cheap ones too, like the Coty brand that you can get at Dollar General. You know, I mean, CoverGirl mascara works just fine, y'all. So,
Do you know that Airspun brand that you can get at Dollar General for powder?
that's the Coty
Yes.
Airspun. Yes.
And it looks like a
Yes, it looks like a box. Yes, and it smells like your grandma.
yes. Yep. And I love to have it because it smells like my grandma, and I'll wear it sometimes.
I am not sitting at my makeup vanity, or else I'd turn my camera on and show you guys. I'm in a different room, but yeah, I have that same thing of Coty Airspun. I love it.
So my lipsticks are primarily from Notoriously Morbid, but they also make like these cool little primers, or not primers, top coats. So like I'm actually wearing an orange, but I put that little top coat on top and it turned it into this color. And I was like, well, that's cool.
That is cool because it looks like it matches your shirt.
I know. And like I didn't know it was going to turn out that way. But yeah, I like to support some indie companies as well. But Notoriously Morbid got super popular, so they're not as cheap as they used to be, but they're 100% worth it.
Yeah. Very small company. I've heard of them. I don't have anything by them.
They have the prettiest multi-chrome eyeshadows you'll ever see.
When there's something, oh man, I'm a sucker for eyeshadow. One thing that I really struggle with is I don't know if you girls use primers before you put your makeup on, and I absolutely love the Hangover RX primer by Too Faced, but I hate Too Faced. So it's so hard for me because I don't want to buy it because it's a stupid expensive primer. But everything else I've tried, I'm like, I don't really like it, you know? So
I use I use pretty much whatever primer Ipsy gives me that month. And if not, I'll use a Wet n Wild primer actually. Or I think the Hangover RX is a good one that I have. And Tarte. Oh, the Balm. The Balm makes a really good face primer.
I love
that. I got that as a free sample on Ipsy. And when they had it for like $5, get the bigger version of it, I made sure that I grabbed it right then and there because it's amazing. It's great primer.
Yeah, that's awesome. The Balm is one of my favorite brands. They are marketing geniuses. Mm-hmm. I love they're one of my favorite brands solely for the names of all of their products because they're so funny.
I love their eyeshadow. That's one of my favorites. Actually,
they do make great eyeshadow.
They do.
I stick to my ColourPop usually, but we got lots of different
This
ones.
is my favorite, the Balm. And it's because of, Meet Matrimony, but the one color, Matte Kumar, the one in the middle, that was the color that got me to buy this palette, which was from Ipsy. I bought it from Ipsy. from the balm because they sent me a free sample of it, and it was the perfect shade of maroon. And I still wear a lot of maroon, even though you've lately, guys, been seeing me with blue eyeshadow because that matches my work shirt. So,
well, I gotta admit, y'all, I also did not start my video for tomorrow on Tuesday like I was supposed to, so I'm gonna have to get off here soon.
I know, it's 11. It's 11 o'clock. We've been doing this for 2 hours. I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out with us tonight.
Yep, and there'll be more YouTube drama next week. Even when it's a slow week like last week, you'll get a crazy week like this week.
Yep.
And
you never know what'll happen.
If I get super tired, we might just have a hiatus on To Train Up a Child this week.
There you go. Did she or did she not take Xylie?
Right?
Oh, okay. Well, good night, everyone. Stay safe.
And if you guys are lucky, I might be able to talk Jackie into reacting to the clip this week. It seemed like that was a fun little thing to do inside the videos last week.
Yes, yes. Awesome.
Definitely. If you would like, I'm down.
Yeah, when we get with you after this stream, see if I'll tell you how we did it last week, and you'll get to do the same thing.
Sounds good.
All right.
It's been fun, guys.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Y'all are always just the best.
Yes, definitely. I love being here with you guys. That's why I'm happy I have the day off and get to enjoy it and do a lot of research for you guys and be here with you guys.
Yeah, because damn the man.
Save the empire.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.